Hey you guys, if you weren't aware, October is known as National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and I just wanted to take out the time to share my story with you. Alright. On October the 12th, 2014, I walked away from one of the most abusive relationships I would ever be in. It started as small insecurities revolving around my male friends and the female company I kept. The trust level went down as well as temperaments went up. He began looking through my phone, checking my text messages, and as much as going through old Facebook messages when I was in high school. Every time he felt like I was doing something wrong or that he didn't approve of, he would bring it to my attention, and when he felt that I was lying about it, he would hit me. As hard as it may seem, at the time, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know how to deal with the situation. I had never been in the situation. As time went on, the abuse got worse. It went from a slap here and a slap there to bruised ribs and swollen faces. Having to hide scars and injuries from my family was not an easy task. While living in the same roof, I didn't want to alarm them, or I didn't want them to look at me differently. So I decided to keep it a secret. But as more time went on and more time passed, the abuse got worse. From verbal abuse to physical abuse to being spit on, spit at, and pushed down. It was harder than it thought. It was harder to deal with than I thought it was. On October the 12th of 2014, I was in an alleyway on 6 Mile in Illinois, being beat for hours. Being hit with 2x4s, being pulled by my hair, being kicked, spit on, and then cried to about how he was so sorry and so wrong for what he had done. I didn't know what to do, but the only thing I could think of to keep the situation from getting even more worse is tell him that I was okay. Even though I was hurting inside, I decided to not notify him of that. I told him that it was okay, that I was fine, that I wasn't hurt, that everything was going to be okay. As hard as it was for me to deal with it and to tell him that I was okay with what he was doing was harder than I thought it was. To this day, I still deal with some insecurities, some self-esteem issues, as well as confidence issues. Because of that day, because of the time that had passed with me being in that situation, it changed my life. On that day of October 12th, 2014, I walked away from that situation. I walked all the way home, holding my rib cage in complete disbelief that I had let myself get this far. When I got home, I looked in the mirror and I couldn't believe what I was looking at. A weak, low self-esteem, unconfident child. But that day was one of the worst days of my life, as well as the pivotal moment of my life as well. That was the day that I took back my strength. I took back my confidence. That was the day that I realized that love is not about being hit. Love is not about being abused. If anyone is ever hitting you or making you feel like that's the way to show you that they love you, that is not love. That is not the right kind of love. If you or anyone that you know is involved in a domestic violence situation, please speak up. There is nothing wrong with seeking help and seeking guidance and dealing with it with other people who's been through the same thing. You may not know someone that is very close to you, that is being in this situation. But the best thing for you to do if you're in this situation is to speak up, because you're not alone. And once I figured out I wasn't alone, I spoke up. Once I found out that people cared about me and wanted to see me happy and didn't want to see me hurt, I spoke up. To this day, I have been dealing with and have been succeeding with moving on with that. So, there is light at the end of the tunnel. If you feel like you're in a dark space and you feel like there's no way out, there is light at the end of the tunnel. There's always a chance to get out. And if you ever find yourself in a situation, there's always the chance to get out of the situation. If you or anyone you know is a victim of domestic violence, please feel free to check out the number at the bottom of the screen. That's 1-800-799-7233.